Hello, everybody. How are we all doing today? I know for me, it's kind of a sleepy day. I did not sleep well last night at all. But hopefully we could wake up a little bit. Wake up a little bit and get ourselves ready for the day. All right. How are we doing, everybody? Let's bring that music volume down. We don't need to be as loud today. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. So this is probably not going to be a super lengthy stream today. Just kind of testing stuff out. I might play a little bit of a game before I need to head out for class. But also was going to check out, I had heard some people talking about an update that's happening for a game I used to main. And I have not touched in a very long time. Sea of Thieves. Been hearing a little bit of a ruckus on that side, so I figured we check out a video, see what's going on that side. And then after that, who knows? Maybe play some games, maybe do something. For at least the next couple hours. Got some time to kill. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into things. All right. So this is the big update that I've been hearing people talk about, is that there's going to be some sort of doubloon reset. I guess we'll see. We'll see what this says, so.
It's the start of a new year. We're back in the studio and energized for another exciting year ahead. We're making some changes to our plans for the year based on some recent learnings. But once those are locked in, we'll get back on the sofa for the next Community Direct. We haven't locked in a date yet, but stay tuned. Now, for this first dev update of 2026, I'll share an update on player encounter rates, the next phase of Hourglass improvements hitting Insiders, our commitment to Last Ship Standing, and then finish with something we've been cooking up for those stockpiling doubloons. So, first up, I want to talk about player encounters.
This one I'm really interested to see what they do, because I'm not going to lie. The last time that I played, which was almost 2 years ago now, I only hopped back on because one of my friends who was doing like a game jam with us was really insisting, like, Winter, I know you used to play. Can you please play with me? Show me the ropes. Show me how to fight. I hopped on. We encountered almost no players, no ships, and any that we did were all running away, which I'm just going to throw out there for the people that were saying safer seas were going to make it so that, you know, encounters were high because all the people who want to fight will be on open seas and all the people who don't are going to be on safer seas. That was after safer seas. There was not a soul who was willing to fight.
We've seen increasing
So let's see what they do.
Seas are feeling quieter, with fewer crews on the horizon and less of those stories the seas are famous for. I'll be honest, in reflection, this is an issue I feel we've not rallied on quickly enough, as engaging with other crews in the shared world is just a fundamental pillar of the experience, and we should have been quicker to react here. We've seen players theorizing if
Do you think you should have been maybe a little bit faster? The decline of the player base and the shift in the focus has been just distressing. I mean, it's largely the reason I left the game.
diving could be the root of the issue, or even earlier with the addition of Hourglass. Lots of interesting speculation, but we needed to get to the bottom.
Hourglass was part of the problem. You introduced Hourglass without any sort of meaningful measures against cheaters. That was the reason I left in the first place, was the amount of cheaters ruined Hourglass.
Of it. Keeping servers busy across regions and time zones is pretty complex, and one that isn't strictly dependent on overall player counts. So the team have been digging into this in earnest to better understand what might be happening. The good news is that we think we've found the smoking gun that identifies the problem though, and it's a combination of issues in our server migration tech going on behind the scenes to keep servers full. We're now prioritising work to improve this across a number of fronts, and we'll share more once we have a clear plan in place.
Has server migration been broken? So on top of a cheating problem, on top of Safer Seas not making it so that Open Seas is full of people who are more than willing to jump into fights in PvP, you also weren't migrating servers, correct? Okay.
Right. Moving on to Insiders news. Last month, I shared an update on the shrinking battle arena changes coming to Hourglass. This month, I wanted to share some details about what we're adding to help reduce the amount of cheaters you can find when diving into battle.
That's a good thing to implement. When did Hourglass... When did Hourglass... It came out in November of 2022. What year is it now? 2026? And we're just now talking about... Well, not just now. They've talked about it a couple times. I know they introduced an anti-cheat that just didn't work.
While the original intent was for anyone to be able to jump straight into an Hourglass battle, we've seen cheaters utilise this route to find and disrupt players on demand. Hourglass is now going to be restricted to players who fully completed the maiden voyage, undertaken all trading company onboarding voyages, and then also reached a specific promotion level with the Reaper's Bones.
Okay. It's not going to stop cheaters, but it's going to make the time from someone getting an account, like buying an account off of a website, getting into the game, and then being able to ruin the experience for other people take longer. Okay. I don't hate that. And yes, it is going to make it so that if you are like me and you're more of like a PvP focused player and you want to introduce a friend to the game, there is going to be that slog that they have to go through to be able to get into the game. I don't necessarily like that, but I like that more than I like the idea of it being perfectly open for cheaters to buy an account, hop on, and immediately ruin someone's day.
And every member of the crew has to have met those requirements.
Okay.
We feel these thresholds add a meaningful time investment to cheaters trying to access the mode on new accounts, while still allowing players to access this experience with their friends after a reasonable time spent on the high seas. There's also a new player protection side to this, that while our intent was for this experience to be accessible from the get-go, we do see new players accidentally diving into Hourglass and not having the best experience, which this will safeguard them from. This set of changes will be heading into Insiders in the next few weeks and become part of our wider suite of improvements to the Hourglass experience. Now, sticking with Insiders, I wanted to address a key bit of feedback following our recent announcement of Champions of the Damned, a last ship standing experience set in the Sea of the Damned, coming as part of Season 19. We've seen a lot of excitement for this new edition, and rightfully so. We can't wait to expand the Hourglass with this brand new battle type. This will arrive as a time-limited experience, taking over one-on-one sloop battles during...
I hate the time-limited shit. Pardon the French. But honestly, like the shift in focus that Sea of Thieves has made to time-limited experiences. I understand the balance of wanting to have it to where there is something that's making the world feel alive and making it feel like the world is ever evolving. You can have that. That's fine. But their whole approach as of late, as far as I'm aware, has been, let's introduce a time limited thing for a couple weeks, a few weeks, and then pull it from the game. And if you weren't there, too bad. That's also one of the things that really just kind of deterred me from coming back to the game. When I was still in the military, I would go on a deployment, come back, whatever was happening, I'd missed it. It just really, really killed the vibe. Short-term FOMO is not a replacement for meaningful content. Some people will probably disagree with me, but I will die on that hill.
During Season 19. And the reason for that is for us to gauge player counts and matchmaking times alongside the existing Hourglass experience. Our intent here, though, is for this battle type to be opened up regularly as part of a new live program of events after the season.
Okay.
And that will bring it back on a monthly basis. We're going to learn a lot here during both the season and beyond, and our plans may change as a result, but we can't wait to see the carnage from these 6 crews fighting to the death. Finally, I wanted to share an update on something we've been cooking up to begin addressing the piles of doubloons filling your pirates' pockets. We're going to be completely reworking the doubloon currency. Doubloons are going to become much more scarce, and while they can still be earned in small amounts at sea, they'll mostly become the currency earned during a new monthly event.
I'm confused. Has anyone been complaining about having too many doubloons? I always hear people complain about gold. Like, you get so much gold. At least you used to. I don't know if you still do. You get so much gold. I think if I pull up my account, here, let me see if I can pull up my account on Sea of Thieves. Because I had not a crazy amount of gold when I stopped playing. But I want to say I only played for a small amount of time. And then I was like, oh, hang on a second. No, I don't want to create a passkey. I just want to check my Sea of Thieves account. Like, I streamed and played Sea of Thieves for a relatively short amount of time. Like, in the grand scheme of themes, in like the there we go, my pirate. Let's see, profile. Let's go to profile overview. Because I want to say I started playing in 2019 and then I stopped playing when Hourglass came out. And that was me catching up on everything. And that was me like staying with the new content that was coming out for the most part. And I was spending a lot of gold. Yeah, here we go. So I had a little over 1.5 million gold, which for a lot of people is nothing. And then 1,638 doubloons. That's like 100 times fewer doubloons for the amount of gold. And there's way more things to spend gold on. And even then, I have way more gold. I don't know that this is... I don't know. Is this something that people have been clamoring for?
19, the Bilge Rat Weekender. We'll share more on the Weekender soon. With earning doubloons then back under control, we then need to give you some cool things to spend them on. The black market will soon return and refresh monthly, becoming the storefront for returning season cosmetics, along with a few sought-after items that have been lost to time. Now, we've taken real care in selecting items previously available in the game to return here, while still preserving those mementos for players who participated at the time. As an example, we'll be bringing back the ability for players to purchase the original Bone Crusher items from Year 1, and finally complete their set. However, still preserving the legacy of items like the Drum of the Deep for those players who took part in the Hungering Deep. There's a very careful line we're treading here, preserving those old memories, but it's time to bring back some of the cosmetic sets that players can at present only partially complete.
Okay. I don't know. I'm the sort of person where I'm not a huge fan of doing, hey, there's this cosmetic, this thing you could get. It's less egregious when it's cosmetics. Cosmetics I can deal with, but it's just not preferable. I'm not a huge fan of this whole, like, you had to be there, otherwise you're never going to have a chance of getting this thing. Like, and I know some people will go through and guard those things that they have jealously and be like, no, I earned this. I got this. I was playing when, because I hate to say it, sometimes it is a thing of like, a lot of people don't have that cosmetic or that thing because at that time, the game wasn't necessarily good. So it's like, it's punishing people who didn't want to play the game when it wasn't good and rewarding people who stuck by, which I can somewhat understand, but I think there comes a little bit of self-awareness with that on the developer side of like, hey, if our game wasn't necessarily that great, it's not surprising that there's a lot of people who didn't play it during this time. But that's probably a little too much self-awareness for some developers.
All existing items in the Outpost stores priced in doubloons will also be converting to gold at this time, so players may choose to grab those items before they change over. Now, to kick off this new approach, we're going to be doing a full doubloon reset during Season 19. But for those players with doubloons in the bank, there'll be a range of time-limited commemorative items available to purchase with your doubloons before they're reset. Don't worry, you'll have plenty of time to log in and grab them before the reset actually happens.
I don't feel strongly one way or another on this. Like, I don't know. Because it's like, if, like I said, I pulled up my account, I have like 100 times fewer doubloons than gold. It's not like doubloons are particularly plentiful right now. The only people I can think of that are going to be having stacks of doubloons to spend on stuff are going to be the people who make this game their life, who stream this nonstop, who play it nonstop. And like for those people, being able to show off some of the new stuff is probably going to be something that's like very big for their channels and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't feel like a doubloon reset is. I don't see what that accomplishes. I don't see what that achieves. But maybe I'm missing something. I don't know.
We'll share more on the dates all of this will be taking place a little closer to the time. Right. First update of the year done. Catch you all next time.
Okay. Well, I don't know, guys. I don't know if this is something that's going to bring me back to the game. It's real hard to say because it's like, yes, they're going to be increasing the amount of time it takes for a cheater to be able to hop into Hourglass and row in it. I've been hearing from friends in the game that Hourglass isn't necessarily all that active to begin with right now. So it's like, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that that's probably largely because they neglected the cheater problem for so long. Like I think most people, because the cosmetics were the draw. The cosmetics are always the draw in this game. A lot of people probably grinded out Hourglass early on just to get the cosmetics and then got out. They suffered through the cheaters. They suffered through everything else. They suffered through the people that are doing a strat I've been seeing lately of just turtling next to an island and then just TDMing. They suffered through all that, got their cosmetics, and they're out. They're not going back in. They're not touching it. So I wonder how big the population of people playing Hourglass actually is. I don't know if there's a website that tracks metrics like that. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not seeing one. I wish there was something that showed how many players were actively like engaging with Hourglass. I feel like that would be good information for people like me to know. Yeah, I don't know. The doubloons thing, I suppose bringing back stuff to complete sets is nice. I like that. I've never been a huge fan of like, no, this cosmetic is only like attainable during this one specific time, and then outside of that, you know, you're boned. No chance that you're going to be able to get the cosmetic. It's nice to be able to spend your doubloons on stuff, I guess. The problem I'm running into that, here's my thing. It's recycling content. The update is basically, we're fixing merging, which I haven't touched the game in a while. Didn't even know that merging was like an issue, but that's a pretty glaring problem, I would think. The seas have felt dead for me long before that issue. We're making it take longer for cheaters to get into Hourglass to ruin it, which you introduced an anti-cheat a couple of years after releasing Hourglass, after the cheaters had already pretty much ruined the game mode. And then we're going to bring back old cosmetics for you to be able to buy, and we're going to introduce... Actually, I don't think they even said that they're going to be introducing new stuff. I think if I'm not mistaken, they said it's pretty much just going to be old sets.
At sea, they'll mostly become the currency earned during a new monthly event arriving in Season 19, the Bilge Rat Weekender.
Which monthly event, fine, I'm okay with that. As long as it's not a, like, cosmetics are tied specifically to that month. And again, if you don't get it, then FOMO, because then we're back at where we started. You're bringing back old stuff to entice people to go through and complete their sets and play the game. If you create new FOMO, you're just creating a new problem for you to solve down the road, which kind of makes sense from a dev perspective.
Soon. With earning doubloons then back under control, we then need to give you some cool things to spend them on. The black market will soon return and refresh monthly, becoming the storefront for returning season cosmetics.
Okay, yeah. So it's not even new stuff. It's old stuff. It's, hey, you can buy the old stuff again now. That's the update. The update is we fixed server merging. We made it take longer for cheaters to ruin playlists. And you're going to be able to spend doubloons on old stuff. There is nothing new. I want so badly to love this game again. But I'm not gonna lie, like, my biggest problem with Sea of Thieves for a long time has been that, like, it's not engaging. For me, the only part that was ever really engaging was the PvP side, because, like, no two fights were exactly the same. There was always something dynamic about the fights. Well, now nobody wants to fight. Everybody wants to run. So Safer Seas didn't fix that like everybody predicted it would. I predicted it probably wouldn't. Turns out I think I was pretty right on that. And then cheaters ruined Hourglass. So now all that's left, if you want to engage with this game, is PvE. And the PvE is some combination of dig up something, go kill something, go deliver something. while that may sound reductive, that I just stay with me here, that may sound reductive because you could say, well, Winter, you could say the same about Destiny and you love Destiny's PvE. Yes, but let's say any of the dungeons or any of the raids, there is the same mechanic of shoot stuff plus something that is unique to the dungeon. Some sort of dungeon mechanic, some sort of puzzle. What are the puzzles that there are in Sea of Thieves? Aside from the normal puzzle of, find a dig spot, either based on a written description or a spot, X marks the spot on the map. The puzzles, as far as I'm aware, pretty much fall down to create some combination of like 4 rotating pillars with 3 blocks on them. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't feel like there's any meaningful puzzles, and certainly no mechanics that relate to combat aside from holding up a torch that's got like a specific color. Like, the PvE is not engaging. And it's like they've substituted creating these innovative and creative PvE encounters for fear of missing out. There's this like event that is temporary and is exactly the same as everything you've done, except with a different flavor text on it or a different color to it. And it's the same as all the other fight a Megalodon. It's just like every other fight of the Megalodon, but maybe with a slightly different thing. It's essentially the same thing, but time limited. I might give Sea of Thieves a try. I don't anticipate that I'm going to be coming back to it though, which is unfortunate. I genuinely love Sea of Thieves. I wish that it had something that really strongly drew me back to it. I wonder what the comments are on this. First one, guys, what the fuck are we doing? Genuinely. Oh my God. Could not have timed that better. We want saved closing presets. We're resetting doubloons. I hope you find it in your hearts to load up Sea of Thieves and play for at least 2 hours minimum before making decisions in the future. We don't respect any of the time you've spent earning in-game currency. Our issue with doubloons wasn't that we had them, it's that we have nothing to spend them on. Thank you. When I'm in a fumbling competition and my opponent is rare. I'm not gonna lie, guys. The comments don't look good. Can we get time limited devs? Oh. I mean, I don't want to make that comment. But I'll make it. Devs are living human beings. Every living human being is a time limited human being, no matter what. Is this an out of season April Fool's joke? How they almost understood the problem, diving unstable servers bugs and just say, nope, that's not the problem. Exactly this. I mean, HitReg has been a thing for how long? They've had it in every one of their posts. Like, for every update, have they actually fixed HitReg? Let me see. Fixed HitReg. Has not fixed it, but it has improved. Okay. Still report inconsistency. Okay, so they somewhat fixed it. They attempted to fix it finally, but didn't quite fix it. Some of this is good, but why is the doubloon economy something that needs to be under control? That's the part that confuses me. I feel like gold is the currency that you get way more of, and you can run out of things to spend gold on way faster. And I think that pretty much just comes down to the fact of there's more treasures that give you gold than give you doubloons. I don't understand this move. I genuinely don't. Also, I'm just wondering. Season 19. So when does season 19 happen? Okay, so that's going to be March. So next month. Following the conclusion of the delayed season 18. Oh, and Last Ship Standing. I almost forgot. They did announce that. I don't like, I've got friends right now that are begging me to come and play Sea of Thieves with them. I might check it out, but I'm probably not sticking around for it, guys. I'm sorry. I wish I could say something different, but this does not give me hope. I wish it did. I wish I had hope for Sea of Thieves. Right now, I don't. I'm going to take a quick little break. And then once I come back, I think we'll check to see if there's any other news or stuff that's like exciting out. And then maybe hop into a game and play for a little bit. So, yeah, I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, we are back. Sorry about that pause, everyone. So, we're going to hop on to a game called Mabinogi. There's Shine Seeker Dungeon, which, for those of you who have never played Mabinogi, it's basically you get 3 pulls of the slot machine a day at some chances for some decent gear. Most of the time you just get crap, though, and you disassemble it and turn it into a currency that you can spend at this NPC here. We're also going to be testing out... good lord, that is a loud couple of pickaxes. We're going to be also testing out... I just recently made a new set of guns for myself. Nightbringer in Vanquishers. That's what they're called. So, we're going to be testing that out and see how they feel. Especially also because I went through last night and crafted up some high-density mana bullets. We'll see how those feel. Yeah, this game... I've been playing this game for a very long time, and I'm not gonna lie, I've loved it for ages. I mean, I met my wife on this game. The direction that they're going... Good lord, that is still very loud. Alright. How much lower do I need to bring it for you to actually be quiet? There we go. Damn, that is still loud when I hit like a whole bunch of enemies at once. Let's see how these feel. Not gonna lie, feeling pretty good. And this isn't even like the final like setup. I just recently made a couple of sales. Kind of a slow clear for me on that. I normally manage like less than a minute on Dark Diviner. The next part of like getting this set up where I want it to be would be it would be getting a couple of armor pieces from the Glen Birna dungeon. I believe it's the... I don't even know how to... I'm going to try to say it. The Cianbliana skirmisher set. That's going to be basically the next step of gearing myself up to use these. Hey, Amps, how's it going? How have you been? Hopefully things have been good. Relatively short stream today, just kind of testing stuff out, seeing how the setup feels. Been slowly but surely adjusting my stream setup and rebuilding the whole stream from the ground up. Just got sick and tired of certain things not being well integrated. How am I? I'm doing all right. It's been very busy. So I've been doing some more voiceover stuff. I also got cast in a stage show at the university, a musical, which that scares the shit out of me, if I'm honest. Good lord, that's still loud. God lord, that is so loud. Literally just talking about you and your voice acting 2 days ago. Thank you. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the voice acting side has been a little bit frustrating just because with the cold snap that came through, my neighbor has been running their AC non-stop and it's been vibrating the building, which I'm not mad that they're doing that. It's cold. They need to stay warm, but it does make it to where I kind of can't get a good recording for voiceover stuff. So we're looking at some different solutions for that right now. Oh. But yeah, stage production, it's going to be Merrily We Roll Along is the name of the play. Like I said, it's a musical. I was talking to my brother and he was talking about how he always wanted to do voice acting but didn't know how to start, so he didn't. And you know how much I love your voice, so I of course instantly brought you up. Put me in contact with him. I've got a whole bunch of I've got a page of resources, a whole bunch of friends as well that they share resources all the time. I can't obviously take credit for all the resources that I've got compiled together, but you know, put me in contact. And yeah, absolutely. I am furthest thing from a gatekeeper. I very much believe in enabling others to be able to chase their dreams just like I'm chasing my dream. Especially because, there are some people I've known, especially from my time in the military, who they treated everything as a closely guarded secret because they were scared of someone else taking their success. In voice acting, if my success would be gone by sharing resources with other people, that means I am a bad voice actor. If my merits alone are not enough for me to land jobs, then I suck. So yeah, 100%. Put them in contact. I'll pass off whatever resources I can. Yeah, that's the part that always frustrated me in the military. And this is the thing. This is such a weird thing for me, going from military life to civilian life and voice acting, is I would think that if you are in the military where a lot of stuff is life or death, that you would want to put your personal gain stuff aside and focus on the mission, focus on what saves lives. And in voice acting, there's not as high a stakes, so I would think that since it does, the stakes aren't as high, you can be a little more self-serving. And the reality is just completely flipped. There were so many people in the military that would just closely guard secret information that made them good at their job. It's if that makes you good at your job, share that with everyone. But then in voice acting, there's so many people I know who it's I'm technically their competition, but they share information all the time. And same with me. I share information all the time. It is such a weird, seemingly backwards thing. I don't get it. But I'm happier that I'm in this this field than, the one I was in. Caney Bear, hello. Thank you for the follow. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a fantastic Monday. No, Tuesday, not Monday. I know what day it is. But like you said, if they couldn't get the voice acting gig by themselves, then that's really on them and not on whoever they bring into the industry. Yeah. Just woke up. How's your month Tuesday? My month Tuesday is fantastic so far. Yeah. just decided, you know what? I've been putting off hopping onto a stream and just I've been rebuilding it from the ground up for the longest time. I just figured, you know, to hell with it. Let's just hit go live and play a little bit of whatever tickles my fancy. I also love me some Mon Tuesday. Mon Tuesday is one of my favorites. It's the best way of doing it. Agreed. You know, it's, I don't know. I think I deal with this thing that my family has dubbed paralysis by analysis. It's like I sit for so long going like, oh God, what do I want to play? I mean, I want to play this game, but does anyone actually want to watch me playing this game? It's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whenever I play, the people who are going to be showing up probably aren't going to be there for whatever I'm playing. If they are, they're probably going to watch someone that's a bigger creator. They're probably more so there to like just chat with me, hang out, have fun, chill, vibe. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only person that does that, Ames. I've paid about 2% of attention to the game. That's fair. That's actually really, really fair. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, this game is one where it's like, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm still very much addicted to it. I love this game. Like I said earlier in the stream, it's the game I met my wife on. I've been playing this since I was 16. Is it the same game that I loved just as much as before? No. But I still have fun on it. That's so cute. Yeah, I want to say it was like my first, I started when I was 16 too. My brother had got me on it. For me, it was one of my friends from like a after school program. And it was funny because he got me into the game. I started playing, and like within a week of me starting to play, he quit playing, and I've never seen him on the game ever since. And I don't think we've even like caught, I don't think I have talked to him since after school back when I was 16. I've never seen this game before in my life. It's crazy that you both of y'all started so long ago. My wife was part of the like beta for this game, which is insane. How long ago did this game come out? How old is Mabinogi? No, I don't want to. The game is 22 years old. 22 years old. It launched in 2004. Ooh. But yeah, I want to say it was like I'm barely older than that game. I don't know if she has the beta tester title because I want to say she started on one account, was living with her then boyfriend, who wound up being, long story, I don't want to get into all that, but basically she wound up losing access to her account, made a new account, and her and I met while she was on that account. Which is unfortunate that she lost the account that has the beta tester title, but it is what it is. No sense crying over spilled milk, you know? Oh, might actually be able to do a little bit of Crom Basic. I need to find some more friends on here who are open to like someone who's not super familiar with some of the later game stuff. What if I want to cry over spilled milk? You know, that's okay, I guess. I guess crying over spilled milk every once in a while is fine. As long as it's not like you're constantly spilling the milk and you're constantly crying. Me, Crom Normal? I have only done Crom Normal like once, and that was before they did the update to it. I'm if I did Crumb, I would probably switch back to Dark Diviner. But yeah, I hop onto this game and I see parties where they're looking for people, but almost every single time it's just like you have to know exactly what to do in advance, and if you don't, you're not in the party. You're not doing it. It's easier now. I mean, I'd be down to give it a try. I'd be down to give it a try. Let me switch characters. No worries. While you do that, I might switch outfits. You know, actually, no. We're gonna rock Cowboy Wizard. Why not? Why not? But we will switch equipment sets. Not that pet, not that pet, not that pet, that pet. There we go. Sign me up for Cowboy Wizard, sure. This is the sad thing too, is it's like I've got some halfway decent gear. I need to go through and enchant stuff. That I definitely need to do. And I've got Link 10. It's just the know-how. The know-how and the experience I lack. Also, I'm just going to throw this out there because like Cowboy Wizard made me think of this. Now, I don't know how many of you like grew up watching Harry Potter and stuff like that. I did not. I grew up in a very religious household. As a matter of fact, Mabinogi, I had to convince my parents to let me play because they had no idea about like anime and stuff like that. Their only exposure to anime was my younger sisters had gotten some, let's just call it more adult manga from some of their friends. So that was my parents' entire exposure to Japanese culture and anime. So I had to convince them to let me play Mabinogi. That's the sort of like religious household I was in. Love my parents to death. Still have a great relationship with them. But yeah, I didn't grow up with Harry Potter, so I didn't start watching the movies until I married my wife, Sunbun. And I'm thinking with like adult brain watching these movies. And I'm just like, why is it that there isn't like, because they have enchanting and stuff like that. Why don't they have some like Aurors that have practiced with like Muggle technology like guns and then enchanted their bullets or their weapons or stuff like that? Like, I'm just saying, an Auror that can take out Voldemort at 500 yards with an enchanted gun. The movies probably would have ended on the 4th movie. Just throwing that out there. Just imagine like a cowboy Auror in Harry Potter. I want to see that movie. I got some spicy lag right now. Ooh. That's what they need for real. I would watch it. I would watch it. Might be the stream. Maybe. I don't know. Holy. You're locked out at max stream quality. that might be something that I have to go through and adjust. Like I said, I'm still rebuilding the stream setup from the ground up. I might go through. Probably not going to try to fix that just right now. Might try to fix that in a sec. Let me see if I can find a channel that's relatively chill. I'm currently on 11. I might switch. I'm going to check out 15. I'm going to see if 15 is... Oh, 15 is super quiet. Yeah, let's do 15. There's nobody on 15. I'm guessing that's you, Candy Bear. I'll go ahead and add you as friend. We gonna die. You know what? But then we die with honor. I'm gonna DM you real quick for your number to give to my brother. Go for it. Yeah, go for it. Totally down. They can also add me. I don't know if they're on Discord. But yeah, any like voice acting resources that they want, I'm down to provide it if I can. One sec. All right, no worries. Get my... all right, I know Kaney's probably the only Mabby player that's in the chat right now. Do you pronounce it as Dorka or Dorcha? Or neither? Because I've always wondered with this. I think I made him a Discord account before, but he never uses it and will miss your messages for sure. No worries. I just got your DMs, so I'll go ahead and do that. There you go. There's my number. Pass it along to him. All right, so I'm gonna have to make sure that I'm typing in chat for all things game related. Awesome. I probably won't be replying, obviously until after stream stuff, but, you know. We'll see if he responds. It's totally fine. Yeah. I'm only going to be on for a little bit longer before I grab some lunch and then head out to class. And I know that person is already full on theirs. Just to send a message when he's ready. He told me to say he's my brother, so you know who it is. Sounds good. All right, now we just wait for for Canny to come back, and then we will run some Chrome Boss. But yeah, I've also been thinking about playing some other games on stream. I've been debating on one of them in particular. So one game that I have not played, and I have intentionally kept myself oblivious to pretty much everything relating to the game, is Undertale. I've never played Undertale. I have kept myself in the dark as far as everything related to the storyline, everything else with Undertale. And I've been debating going through and playing it. You're going to play Undertale? I'm planning on it. I know my wife really wants me to play it. The biggest thing that I'm like iffy on is whether I want to stream it or if I want to do it as like recording sessions and upload them as gameplay videos. Because the thing that like I'm concerned about potentially is people in chat backseat gaming or spoiling story for me while I'm going through and playing, because it's like I don't know how likely it is that that would happen, but I kind of don't want it to happen, you know what I'm saying? So I'm debating, because if I do it as a live stream, I might have to just not look at chat or ignore it. And I don't want to do that. I like a large part of streaming for me is interacting with people. Or do it as videos where it's like any interaction I have with people is through the comments section. I love watching Undertale Let's Plays on YouTube. There's this one guy that did like huge 6-hour videos a piece on Undertale. Oh. All right, enter Chrome normal. Then he did the same thing for Deltarune. Deltarune's another one that I've been thinking about playing. Heal up their pet. Have to do Undertale first. All right, so we'll do Undertale first if I do it, and then we'll do Deltarune. Double Dark Diviner run. If you ever listen to me for anything, let it be this. Oh, I listen to you all the time. Oh, this is easy. Okay, hit all those. You playing Undertale is something so deeply exciting to me, I don't even have words. it's just the one question for me is do I stream it or do I not? And I don't know. The thing is, what is the thing? The amount of people that are able to do completely blind Undertale, plays of Undertale now are few and far between. Yeah. And I know that's one of the things that, like, Sunbun is really excited about, is the idea of watching me do a blind playthrough of it. Man, we are tearing through these guys. So live streaming, that would be cool, but you're right about how there's a chance of someone ruining something. That's the part where I'm like, I don't know. Okay, there we go. I feel like if you did videos, I feel like you have a bit more control over how much you're uploading at one time. True. True. Like the guy I watch, he does the 6-hour videos. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this then and start taking it over. Come on, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. Part that sucks about this. No. Don't touch me. Alternatively, you could do both. You could stream and then still upload the vids. That's what I'm thinking. It's just sorry. I'm also trying, because right now I'm carrying a ghost with me, and I don't want to get hit, because if I get hit... Oh, don't hit me. Come on. No, don't hit me. There we go. I was gonna say, if they hit me, I lose the ghost, and we lose some stuff. Oh, boy. Okay. Okay, well, that's gonna be... I'm gonna lose this. Gonna switch to this set real quick. Put that down. Regain some mana so that I can actually engage with these guys. You'd need some mods to keep spoilers at bay in chat. Yeah, that's the part for me, is it's like, I feel bad about being like, hey people, mod for me for this, please. because I want people. So, for example, like you, for example, I would trust you to mod, but I also want you to be able to enjoy watching the playthrough. And I feel like if you're moderating, you're not able to just watch and enjoy the playthrough. Oh, and we're losing MP. Okay. All right. That's why you publish the VODs after, and I then get to binge them every day for several months. It's a win-win for me. Fair. Fair. Come on, focus me. Focus me. Not. There we go. Oh, and now they're about to die. Wait, also, do you take game requests? Yeah. I don't think you understand how many hundreds of hours I've watched of Undertale, please. You should check out Omori. Meatball kills them too. What is Meatball? I don't know what Meatball is. Watching you do a blind play of Omori would be so sick. I mean, I'd be willing to check it out. Trying my best to help with stuff because this is basically a carry for me since I'm there. I'm not as experienced when it comes to Crom normal. I think you might really like Omori as you get into it more. Let me see what is. I'm trying to think if I've even seen Omori before. Omori? No, I haven't. What was the one? I thought that it was one that I had maybe played a little bit of once before. I'm thinking of Ori. I'm thinking of Ori and the Blind Forest. I started playing that one and then I like stopped because it was on Game Pass and I got bored partway through. The history behind Omori is so interesting. I highly recommend you look into it. Ah, there we go. I only play Ori if I'm on substances. I will say this, because this is what we're discussing right now in chat, is like debuffs, buffs, stuff like that. This is one aspect of Mabby that I love and hate. Yeah, no, agreed. This is one of the things that like makes me not want to get into the end game as much. Is it's like there's so many buffs, so many debuffs, so many things to Gosh, there's so much happening right now. I'm trying to take down the ones that, like, buff the defense and protection. I'm just trying to, like, remove the number of ads that are on the field right now. All right, we got it. I don't know what desk 1 is. Okay. It's going to be quiet for a sec with me not responding. I want to make sure that I'm like... See carries and other mobs in mid. Okay. Yeah, this game has so much when it comes to buffs, debuffs, stuff like that. Yeah, I've got time shifts there. Once he kneels, time shift, Thunderblight. Then Shadow Flare with your time shift. I get super overwhelmed. The more stuff there is on the screen, it makes me freeze up, unable to play at all. That's one of the things too when it comes to like doing stuff solo in this game. Is there are people who will have like 5 gear sets and swap between them. I'm just like, I'm fumbling around with keys just with 2. Yeah, like that's why I don't try to solo the harder stuff. It's just way too much swapping between 5 different gear sets, 3 of which are buffs and debuffs. 1 is like your second weapon or your movement weapon, and then 1 is like your main damage thing. It's just I'm just overwhelmed. Okay. So I'm double checking. Pull him up to Disciple 1, debuff, push him to 80, skulls will spawn, he'll kneel. And then the skulls, we want to get them to blow up on him. All right. Don't feel bad if we mess up. See, these are the sort of people I want more of in some of these MMOs. I understand the ones that like have time constraints and they don't want to like have their time wasted. But it does make it a little intimidating trying to get into some of these more end game like encounters and stuff like that, when everybody's like, you know, looking for experience to only know what to do, don't mess up, stuff like that. It's like, just let me figure out how to do it. I tried. I tried so hard to catch them before that shield went up. It feels like I am doing nothing for damage right now. These are some beefy boys. So much happening on screen too. And we're focusing one down, and then we'll focus on the next, I assume. I hate these guys because they'll go through and immobilize you for a little bit. Good lord. Looks like they're trying to maybe group. I am unsure. It looks like we're going straight into the next. Oh. I never fought this version of Gloss. That poor bunny is going out. I really like this song. What was the one that was just playing? Oh, it just stopped. I don't know which one was even just playing a second ago. That's a lot louder than this. I'm gonna have to pause because the volume control is gone for the moment and it is way louder. Oh, that was too loud for me for a second there. Yeah, it was unfortunate because I went to check what song it was. It refreshed the page automatically. and then all of a sudden I couldn't tell what song was playing, and it was just loud as hell. I don't know why he's focusing me. Can you stop focusing me, please? I might need to put on tank for just a second just to get some, like, mana back. Because otherwise, I'm gonna die. Alright, there's skulls. I don't know what I messed up. Hey, what's up, Ghoul? How are you doing? There's a shout out for Gulak School. I don't know if it's going to actually work. I'm still rebuilding stuff from the ground up, setup wise, so. Nice to see you streaming. Hope you've been well. I've been all right. I've been very busy with school stuff. Unfortunately. Well, fortunately and unfortunately. Got cast in a stage production. So it's going to be a musical, Merrily We Roll Along. And gosh, I am sucking at this. Yes. I believe. But yeah, so I got cast in that. I also got cast in, so I got cast in one like episode of a university show last semester. I got cast in another episode of the same show this semester, as well as another show, which that one I'm really excited for because that one's like more sci-fi. Yeah, I'm really excited for that one. And then I got cast in a student film. So I'm like in 3 film related things and 1 stage related thing, along with some like voiceover stuff. If you live close to me, I'd come to open a night. I'd be telling you like, hey, let me see if I can get you discounts on the tickets or something like that at least. All right, now let's see if I can get the music back up without it being weird. Create free account? I already have an account. What are you talking about, create free account? Pull back up the music. There we go. There we go. Now we got music back. But yeah, how have things been for you, Ghoul? Pretty sure you live like 6+ hours away, or else I'd really do it. That's fair. Let me double check. I'm going to double check something real quick. But yeah. Oh. And we did our daily Shine Seeker clears. But yeah. I'd be down to check out Omori as well and see. And hopefully later on today, Kaney here is saying that they'll be able to get me a clear of Crom. That'll be fun. But yeah, Omori, there's Undertale, there's Deltarune. One Shot I started playing and I was having fun with it, but I never went through and finished. One Shot I feel like would also be fun to go through and play on stream. I'm not gonna lie, like that's one of the big things that's kind of been making me, I don't know that one. I've heard a lot of people say that it's pretty similar to oh, I just got a friend request from Indy. There we go. I'll pull it up real quick. Oh, I've still got this up. I was sitting there talking about Sea of Thieves. And the latest update, the doubloon reset. I wish so badly that Sea of Thieves was like decent again. Does this guy have a tattoo on his scalp? He does. He does. Basically, the Sea of Thieves Season 19 update, as far as I know it to be, based on this video, Yeah, it's not the same. So there's like 3 parts to it. One is apparently the servers haven't been doing migrating like they are supposed to. So the servers are pretty much like dead because none of the merges are happening. Sea of Thieves is so toxic. I used to have so much fun on it. And then right about 2022, I stopped playing. They're also now making it so that for Hourglass, you can't play it unless you've done Maiden Voyage, the introduction quests for the different factions, or the different whatever factions. I can't remember the actual name for it, and I can't be bothered to remember. And then also reaching a certain rank with the Reaper's Bones. So you have to do all that to be able to get into Hourglass. And that's basically a thing of their cheater problem is so bad. And even with them, I think they introduced anti-cheat. Let me see. Yes, they use easy anti-cheat, which we all know is one of the best. But they're doing this as a measure to try and slow down the cheaters from getting into Hourglass and ruining it. I'll never forgive Sea of Thieves for adding nameplates a week after I finished Legendary Hunter while colorblind. I didn't know that you're colorblind. Do you know how difficult that shit was? I've played the game once since 2022. And that one time that I played it, it was, yeah, it was boring. They have a superpower. I see no colors at all. I don't know if I knew that at one point. They're also doing they're going to be doing a temporary, like, last ship standing type matchmaking for Solo Sloop. And that's going to be them testing that game mode out for Hourglass before they're saying before they talk about rolling it out more, like, wider. And then they're doing a doubloon reset. They're doing a doubloon reset because people have just too many doubloons. Yeah. They're stealing our game mode. Are you for real? They are. They are. Yep. We literally, me and my friends, we designed that game mode in custom servers. Exactly. It used to be a thing where it was the only way for people to have fun and obviously required them to, you know, have a friend who's a Sea of Thieves partner, which you and I are friends with the Sea of Thieves partner. So, you know, it was all right for us. It just sucks that that was the only way for them to do that. And then now they're introducing it. Cut versions of a ROM. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I genuinely got stun locked for a second there. They refused to give us any help with it because they didn't think that people wanted to play it. I had custom servers myself back then. Oh. Aram used to be a custom-made game. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh. In League of Legends. Ah. Okay. Okay. I also have affiliate alliance sales from all the things I was doing. Gosh, I remember those were the days. Because I didn't shoutcast a whole lot, but I did shoutcast some Sea of Thieves events. And I had a lot of fun doing it. But that was back when the game had some real life to it. But yeah, and then the last part of their announcement is the doubloon reset. So they're going to be not introducing a whole bunch of new cosmetics. They're going to be bringing back old cosmetics that you can buy with doubloons, but they're doing a doubloon reset because the doubloon economy is so crazy. I casted NAL a bunch. I was unfortunately very well known in the pre-arena PvP scene. I heard some people in the Discord server talking about that. I never got too much into NAL. Like I was friends with a bunch of NAL people, but I never got into the NAL scene. I ran NAL, like legit ran. I'm learning new stuff about you, like day after day. I did more work than Rage for a very long time. I didn't know that. Like I thought that I knew that you were involved in NAL. I thought that you were like one of the competitors and that was it. I didn't realize you ran it. Damn. I'm still a mod in that server. Man. I never competed, I ran it. Oh, I thought it was the other way around. I thought that you were a competitor in it. Huh. Like I said, I'm learning new things every day. But yeah, no, Sea of Thieves for me, it was like 2022, the Hourglass update dropped. I was streaming Sea of Thieves still pretty, like, it was like my mainstay game that I was playing. And when Hourglass dropped, every stream that I did for like 3 weeks, every stream, like without a break in it, I had issues with cheaters. And I was just like, I'm done with this. I can't. Because the PvP was not interesting. Sorry, the PvE was not, and still is not, interesting to me. And the PvP was the only fun part, but if that's getting ruined by cheaters, I've got nothing to do. I ran the matches. I'm the one who brought on a bunch of the bigger casters in for them. I trained new people on how to run the lobbies. I scheduled everything and dealt with any team drop. Oh, I don't envy you on that last one. Kind of like, sounds like Arc Raiders handle cheating better. Yeah, probably. Because Sea of Thieves, they introduced Hourglass in 2022. They didn't introduce an anti-cheat until 2024. And they're still dealing with cheaters, and they're just now introducing something to try to deal with cheaters in 2026. So we're already 4 years into Hourglass being a thing, and they've only introduced 2 fixes each 2 years after the previous update relating to Hourglass. It wasn't that bad for me. The players liked me a lot, so it quickly turned into them behaving for my sake. I don't know if you remember, there was like a group of people who were trying to like target streamers, and they had like a hit list of streamers to go after, and they would have bots. This is the other part that really annoyed me. They had a list of streamers that they wanted to target in their Discord, and they would have bots that would automatically hop into servers, and the bot would basically go through, because you can view all players in your session, whether they are in your radius or not. If they are in the same server as you, you can see all players in that. So these bots would sit there and hop. Oh, we got an ad. We'll wait a sec for the ad to go away. Real quickly, while that's happening, pull up One Shot. We're gonna wait a second for the ad to go away, and then once the ad has gone away, then we'll pick back up on the conversation. I really wish I could just turn off the ads. That is one of the things I have a complaint about when it comes to Twitch. Have you ever played Root? I don't think I have, no. Welcome back. But yeah, so these cheaters had bots that would hop servers, scan the players in the server, the usernames, and once they had a name that matched with the username that was on their hit list, they would ping them in the server, and then they would all jump in on that bot's crew, take over, and then go over to where the streamer was and just like spawn trap them and hard cheat, like rage hack, and just ruin any session that they had. I was on that hit list. So it was very unpleasant for me because it was literally every session that I played, I was getting rage hacked on. And I don't think it was anything in particular I had done that had made the cheaters hate me. I think it was who I was friends with, which was people like Sen. He was getting rage hacked on all the time. But yeah, that just ruined the experience for me and made me just not want to play Sea of Thieves anymore. It's like, how incompetent do you have to be as a game developer to make it to where someone can make a bot that hops servers, instantly can see all the players that are in, like all the usernames that are in that server, scan it, compare it with a list. When it gets a match, it sends a ping and everybody that, like all these cheaters, hop onto it. How incompetent do you have to be to not like put some sort of block in that? I wasn't on it myself, but I was friends with so many people who were on it and turned into me being unable to play with anyone. Yeah. That's one of the biggest complaints that I have as far as Sea of Thieves, is like their foresight is severely lacking. All right, so this is one that I've heard a lot of people say is a lot like Undertale. I'm still planning on doing a first time like playthrough of Undertale. Kaney, if you didn't hear earlier, I think it was actually when we were trying to go through Crom that I was talking about it. So I don't think you were in here. I've never played Undertale, and I also have kept myself completely like out of the loop on anything relating to Undertale. The only things I know about Undertale is the song Megalovania, because I think it's impossible to be on the internet and not have heard Megalovania, and the character of Sans. Aside from the existence of the character Sans and the song Megalovania, I know nothing about Undertale. So I'm going to be potentially doing my first blind playthrough of Undertale. I'm still debating on whether I want to stream it or if I want to do it as videos. Deltarune, same situation there, and Amps has been telling me I need to play Undertale first, then Deltarune. But this game I had started playing, and I was told that it was very Undertale-esque. You're gonna love Sans. I'm interested to do the playthrough. I know my wife is like adamant that she wants to watch me do a playthrough of it. That was like really cool to me with this game was at one point pretty early on there was a puzzle and it involved going into the folder, the game files for the game, and finding a specific like document in that folder to help you like navigate through. And the character, this cat girl, she talks directly to you, the player, as if you were she's talking to you. Oh, you can't hear me at all right now? Am I? Oh, it's because I'm sorry. I realized that the volume was way louder on that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah, I forgot to move the preset on that. Like I said, still rebuilding stuff, still getting back into the swing of things. Should be back to normal now. Should be back to normal now. Sorry about that. But yeah, there was one puzzle in this where it was like, the information that you needed was in the game files itself, so you had to navigate into the game files. The character, this cat girl, she's like, it's kind of like meta a little bit, where it's like she talks directly to you, the player, as if like she knows that you are a person playing the game. It was really interesting. I didn't get far into it, but I kind of want to pick it back up and see. Just wanted you to know. No, I appreciate it. I completely spaced that. I'm trying to work on building more automation to help me when I forget. And then Root, you were mentioning, Caney, you were mentioning Root. I haven't looked into this yet. Woodland of Root. Oh, is this maybe I'll grab it while it's on sale. Yeah. Is this the one that what is it? Avantris was doing some like campaigns based off of? I think it is. I didn't watch the full campaigns, but I think it's impossible to be in like the D&D sphere and not see some like Avantris clips and stuff like that. Seize the wilderness with conquest. Or rally the animals of the woods into revolution. I might check that out. Interesting. I like the cards and turn-based aspect. Turn-based is like hit or miss for me. It and it's not a thing of like I think that those mechanics are bad. I just don't think that they're well suited to me sometimes. So like Baldur's Gate, for example, I love. Absolutely love Baldur's Gate. Games like Expedition 33, those ones and even Paper Mario, I tend not to be that like excited about and like that much, which is weird because those are fantastic games. I don't know. It doesn't float my boat as much. That's fair. I feel like this game will be more on par with Baldur's Gate. Okay. I'd be down to give that a try. There were also some other games that I was looking at maybe playing through that, like... Oh. Let's pause. We don't need the autoplay. But yeah, it's like all the games that I used to play a lot of. I think the Civ games are still my favorite turn-based. Civ is fun. It is one of those where it's like, I feel like it's best when it's you, a whole bunch of friends, you order a pizza, you start playing in the morning, and you reach nighttime and you still have not finished the game. That's like peak Civ gameplay for me. The good old days. Yeah. I remember I used to like sit and play. I used to sit and play with some of my other, back when I was in the military. It was like one of my roommates for one of the barracks I was in. We played together as well as a couple other people. What? Yeah. What one? Which Civ game? Oh, which branch? Currently Army. Oh, nice. I was Navy. I was in for 11 years. I did a full marathon Civ 5 playthrough. That must have been fun. I remember I annoyed my barracks mates because I was constantly getting attacked by Sweden, and I kept on being like, Sweden, fuck off. Please, for the love of God, let me just build up my capital city. I don't have any other cities, Sweden. Leave me alone. I'm working on 9 right now. Also, what's your, if you're right with me asking, what's your MOS? I can't promise I'm going to know the MOS off the top of my head, but I might know the MOS off the top of my head. $25H. Okay. Yeah, so I was when I was in, I was a linguist. So English, Russian. So you probably work with people who do similar stuff to what I used to do. Yeah, I think it's like a 35 mic or papa, I want to say. No, not Mike. Yeah, mine was more on the SIGINT side. Yeah, I did 11 years. I left. By the time I left, I was an E6 up for E7, who was doing the job of an E8. And I was ready to leave. It was time. Super sus. Coming up on my out time too. Currently E6 or E5. Hey, E5 Mafia. They keep you in the barracks still at E5? Damn. E4 Mafia. E4 is like, those are the ones that like can get stuff done or slow stuff down. E5 I found was definitely that rank where it's like you can do this. Because you're an E5 and it's like you're a subject matter expert. You're one of the people who's like doing stuff, and it's like anytime that someone higher up comes to you and is like, why didn't this get done? You just go like, oh, the E4. I told the E4 or below to do it, and they didn't do it. Like, or if they come to you and they're like, hey, why didn't this get done? Oh, well, the E6 didn't tell me to do it. The E6 didn't tell us. Like, you could just do that the entire time. Divorce is E6 and up, get out of Привет, Snuffly Big Boss. Привет, как дела? Yeah, so when I was first in my first tour, my first 2 tours were at Fort Meade, Maryland, which do not recommend. Just don't. The barracks there were so full that they were getting BAH to E4 and above. So I was out partway through my first tour, which was nice, but it was also Fort Meade. Don't recommend. Yeah, Air Force does that too. Yeah, they it's also funny because I want to say the Air Force folks there were getting like extra pay while they were in the barracks for like hazard or something like that. That might have been rumored, but you know. But yeah, so I did one tour on one of the watch floors there at Fort Meade. I did one tour deploying, and then my third tour I was up in Canada. Oh, Canada. Canada was my favorite tour out of the 3, but that one definitely was like, because like I said, I was an E6 doing the job of an E8 pretty much. And they put me in charge of a whole bunch of stuff. They didn't have an SOP. They didn't have a training packet. And it was a struggle for sure to get things on track and moving the way it should. Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm no longer in the military. Now I'm studying theater and I'm pursuing voice acting. I'm Comsex. The Vault has no SOP. Oh. Yeah, no. I gained a little bit of a reputation when I was in that, especially in that last tour. Because it was like, not only did they not have an SOP, not only did they not have like a training packet, they also didn't have standards at all. Every single time that I brought up like, hey, this is not working or someone's not doing what they're supposed to do, why isn't there someone doing what they're supposed to do? And they're like, oh, well, it's all very personality driven. Oh, I hate that term so much now. I hate it so much now. You do have a great voice for it, kind of gelling. Thank you. I'm doing my best. Yeah. Never heard it. Yeah, that was, so everything is personality driven is basically the Canadian version, or the Canadian military way to say this job gets done if the person who's put in that position has a responsible personality and is driven. If they don't have that personality, that job's not getting done. And there's no oversight most of the time. So it's just like, if that person's not doing their job, it just kind of gets left to go. Sounds like a counseling than Article 15. There were so many times where, for example, I was in charge of 4 teams of analysts. One of the 4 teams, leadership kept on above me. So like the captain, one of the warrants, they kept on complaining about one of the team leads because everybody knew that this team lead was not up to the task of leading his team. And every single time I'm like, then let me fire him. Let me fire him. There are no fewer than 4 corporals who know how to do the job of this master corporal. Let me fire him from the position, move him over to a position where he can learn how to do the job better, and let me put one of the corporals in charge. And every single time it was like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that because he's a master corporal, so he has to be in this position, and we can't have him be subordinate to a corporal. It's like, you can. It's called positional authority. It's a thing. We all know it's a thing. Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. Like hell you can't. Exactly. You know exactly where I'm coming from on this. It's like when I was on the watch floor in my first tour, there were E6s who were subordinates to E4s who knew the job. Why? Positional authority. If they know the job, they can run it. Yeah. Nah, I still am. I am thankful for what I learned through those experiences. I am thankful for the opportunities I have now, because, like, for example, going to school, I'm going to university using the GI Bill. I will never not listen to my soldiers if they fucking know something I don't. Well, and that's the other thing too. That's the other thing too. And this is like leadership aspects that I feel like kind of gets lost, and it definitely got lost there. I got put in charge, and I got put in charge of people that do the job that I do of a linguist, as well as people who are more like comm specialists who I know what they do, but I don't know like intimately what they do. I don't need to be a subject matter expert on that. What I did was I picked a guy who I knew was one of the best at that job. I made him my right-hand guy. Any questions I had about that, I trusted his input. Like, you don't, as a leader, you don't need to have all the answers. It's good if you do. Like, if you can learn. But if you don't, know where to find the answers. Know who to ask. The guy that we knew was not up to the task, he did not even know his job. And when I confronted him about it, he basically was like, well, I don't want to seem like I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm not asking for like how to learn, but I'm in leadership, so I have to at least act like I know. And it's like, no, that is the wrong answer, my friend. Because now you're screwing the pooch left and right because you don't know what you're doing. And you're not improving because you're not admitting that you don't know what you're doing. That is the most wrong answer. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna lie. If your operator dies and you're left to work on the job and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, that so much that's being brought up right now in me. Because that was also something else where it was like I was willing to go through and train people on how to do certain jobs. And those were jobs that, like, if you don't know how to do it, so like deploying, my second tour was all deploying. I was drilled on how to do my job on deployment, and then they deployed me. They were wanting to do a similar thing, but they didn't want to do any of the training. Legitimately, at one point, I'm like, you're putting this guy's life at risk by deploying him without giving him any sort of training. And legit, the response that I got was, well, it's not so much about what he can provide, it's about what he can learn and bring back. It's like, no, that is not the time to train. You train before you deploy them out. Deployment is not on the job training. Depending on the field, it can be. He can't learn if he ain't got the basic. Exactly. And when I offered to provide that training, the response was basically, well, maybe that's the basic knowledge. They were like, well, maybe that's like the gold standard in the US, but here, maybe what we need to aim for is more like the bronze standard. You want to talk about like being irate. You want to talk about being livid. Yeah. Well, makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. I'm genuinely happier now. Like, I think what I really needed was a move to something that's lower stakes, because I cannot stand when people that are around me, when the situation is high stakes, are so flippant about their responsibilities and the fact that we're doing stuff that's high stakes. I just can't. So it's nice where it's like, now my biggest worry is, oh, did I flub that line? Okay, let's do it again. Let's do the line again. Let's do the take. Like, that's like the highest stakes I have now. I can live with flubbing a line. I can live with maybe not being seen as the best voice actor. That's low stakes in comparison. I like that. But yeah. But yeah, I was also gonna say, like, with what I was talking about earlier, there were like some games that I used to stream all the time back when I was streaming more often, and that was Sea of Thieves and Destiny. Neither of which I'm really playing anymore, so it's like, it's kind of the question in the back of my mind of like, what games to play, and that's where I'm kind of exploring. Like, maybe I'll play Undertale, maybe I'll play Deltarune. Maybe I'll play One Shot. Maybe I'll play Root. Maybe I'll play Omori. I like the structure the army provides me, but I also like the security because it's a hit or miss. True. I'm gonna blow my internet up today. Got an ad. No worries. I really want you to okay Omori. I'll check real quick to see on the store how much it is. Let me see. I really want you to play Omori. Okay. Omori is 20 smackaroos, but it is overwhelmingly positive. Okay. I'm so dumb. I don't know how to type. No, it's all good. Yeah, I'm not like scrolling too far down. Oh, game hunting? Hello, welcome in, Living Dreamer. Oh, I just realized I haven't changed my my game off of Mabinogi. I'm like AFK on Mabinogi right now. Hello. We kind of are. We're just kind of talking because I'm just coming back to streaming, still kind of like rebuilding everything from the ground up. Used to stream Destiny 2 and Sea of Thieves all the time. Not really wanting to play those games as much right now. They do not keep my interest. And I'm just kind of exploring to see what kind of stuff to play. I was talking with chat earlier that I've never played Undertale, and I have kept myself in the dark as far as that game. So I might do a playthrough of Undertale. Same with Deltarune. And Amps is telling me I need to do Undertale first, then Deltarune. One Shot I started playing and then I stopped. Omori is one that Amps is telling me I need to play. Root is one that Kaney was saying I need to play. Good story games. That's what I'm seeing so far. I also need to have something that's like my good cathartic game. Destiny 2 used to be my cathartic like PvE game. Rat Shaker is a good one. My wife and I have not played it, but my wife and I reference it all the time. Anytime that like it's the dumbest thing. Anytime, because our kitchen is really small, whenever we're trying to like get past each other, and I will sometimes make a noise like and immediately that goes into That's gonna get clipped. You cannot escape, Rat Shaker. Yeah, that was one where I was watching the playthrough just dying laughing. I'm like, whoever made this? The voice actor for this game must have had the best time. But yeah, I'm needing to find something that's like my new cathartic PvE game. Destiny 2 used to be it. Helldivers, I think, could be it, but I would want to like have a group of people to play that with. Pretty sure it was Mark. Was it Markiplier? Rat Shaker voice actor. Oh, it's not. It's first thing I see is r/Markiplier. But apparently it's somebody named the Degausser. Interesting. So who is the Degausser? I am curious now. Has he done other stuff? I know what a Degausser is. Okay, I'm not getting actual like voice actors. So that's wild that it's also somebody that like I can't find anything else on. Because like you have that fun of a performance with Rat Shaker, I imagine you'd be like picking up other roles afterwards. But yeah, welcome in, Living Dreamer. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a good day as well. Let's see. We're pretty much reaching what would be time for me to pretty good, just AFK buffing for a friend running fence at the moment. Nice. I just attempted my first like alt gloss crom run. Unfortunately, I didn't do that great, but we learn and we improve. But yeah, so I'm probably going to be wrapping up. Kane lagged. You did lag, but you did way more than I did. And I wasn't lagging. Steps forward failure is part of that? Absolutely. Living is also Giga. You're not Giga? I don't know. Kane was pretty Giga in there. So if Kane's saying that you're Giga, you might be Giga. Just maybe. She lying, she hex strong. I'm still needing to go through and figure out, because so maybe you two will be able to give like a little bit of insight. So I just recently went through and crafted up some Nightbringer Vanquishers, the dual guns. Because I've always loved the idea of being a gunslinger in Mabinogi. Got it fully upgraded. Got second best in slot enchants on it, Whirlwind and Fury. Got really good rolls on them. I've got Link 10, and I still feel like I'm just tickling stuff. I don't know if either of you are like Arsenal Gunner mains, or have like dipped your toes into those at all. Dual Gun Max helps a ton with it. Pierce. So right now, what's your strength and int? So right now, my strength is 2200. My int is 2500. Who's tickling who? Me, tickling people. Welcome in, Hannibal Pop-Tart, over on YouTube. How are you doing today? Probably why then, as that's a good chunk. As you can hit around 2700 now. Is that mostly, like, is the last stretch of that pretty much through enchants? Because I've got pretty much everything skill-wise maxed out. And I've got, I think the only skill, actually no, they introduced a couple more skills to get to Dan 3. So that's what, Bash? I think it's just Bash. Bash and then Astral Reeve. Are you running 250 on a rebirth? Typically. Oh, doing good. You also know me as Emperor Zerbo. What's up, Zerbo? Are all maxed out. So Arcana's, I think, the only one that isn't maxed out. So I'll pull it up real quick. I'll pull up Mabby real quick, and we'll look over. So these are like stats right now. If I pull up, I know enchants are going to be a big part. Enchants are going to be a big part of what's probably holding me back. Not that pet, this pet. So I know I've got two different options, which is the Hyperion Eclipse armor, Reforged 2. Yeah, Reforged and enchants are always just such a nuisance to me. Because it's like, I feel like unless you're paying money, especially on the Reforged side, just... Yeah, I'm not 200 at the moment. but like just so I can like. Oh well, we'll come back to that. Enchants and Reforges I know are one part. I've got pretty much every Arcana max level except for Forbidden Alchemist. I've also got pretty much all of them Link 10 except for Explosive Vanguard and Forbidden Alchemist. Skill-wise, I've got pretty much everything max rank and Dan 3 except for Astral Reeve and Bash, which I need to go through and do Bash at some point. Yeah. So that's where it's like, if the last couple of bits are, and as far as like piercing goes, I know Irisan's Bell or like a Void Robe or a Destructive Robe would be the thing that helps. I've done a ridiculous amount of Shine Seekers and still have not gotten, I've only ever gotten one like red chest across all of my clears, which is ridiculous. But on the Nightbringers, I'm using Fury, and I got the max piercing roll on it. I've got 3. So I've got 4 piercing together through that, at least. And even then, I still feel like I am just tickling stuff. But yeah, Zervo, things have been good. Time VT, hello. The other thing is the talent. Are you talking about like having the unique Grandmaster or being on a Gunslinger talent? Welcome in, Time TV. How are you? Zerbo, yeah, I was going to say, things have been good. I got cast in a stage production, a musical, over at the university. So I'm going to be in Merrily We Roll Along singing, which scares the hell out of me. And I'm also cast currently in 3 student films in 1 voiceover project, a Baldur's Gate 3 mod. Being on the talent that gives strength and int as it levels. So you mean like being on a Gunslinger talent? Not anymore. They removed that. Yeah, and title-wise, currently this is what I'm running because I don't have anything that's really better for like just general damage or gunner damage. Shepherd of Lost Souls, special Mild Blue Hydrangea. I don't know if I'm even saying that right. How do you say hydrangea? Is it hydrangea? It's awesome. Great to hear. I can't stay, but I saw you were streaming YouTube, so I want to check it out. Stream seems smooth. Thank you. And it's nice to have you pop in. We need to catch up at some point. What base max are you with guns out? $1563. And I know, well, actually, because I also, that's a pretty sizable bit, like that I still need to jump, I imagine. You want to aim for around 2K to 2.2K? I'm not gonna lie, this is always the part that like frustrates me when it comes to Mavinogi. Is it's like you can invest so heavily into the skills, the enchant and the reforge part, both of which technically I would say are monetized. Because the reforge, you have a limited amount that you get each week unless you're buying them. And then the enchant, if it fails at a certain rank, it becomes unenchantable, and the only way to prevent that is to buy protection potions to prevent it from failing. That's always the frustration for me on that. I try to do as little, like even the gacha armor is still frustrating. To be honest, with a Shine Seeker, you might get Inherit. I actually forgot about that. You're a Royal Enchanter. That would have been useful the other day. inherent system sort of fixes that, but items won't be tradable, which, I mean, right now I'm using like personalized, like exclusive enchants on like the weapons and stuff like that, at least. So that's not the worst thing. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been paying attention to the reforges on any of the gear in the Shine Seekers. I should be paying attention to those. Most of the time I just go through and just disassemble stuff that I'm not using, because I'm just, yeah, hardly ever using stuff, except for, like, I'll use Dark Diviner. I'll use Dark Diviner a lot of time just because, like, I find I've gotten so used to that I can solo like Crom basic, Glen basic. Like, the combination of high damage, mobility, and survivability still has got just Dark Diviner at the top of like my preferred Arcana. Not to mention the inherent piercing with Seething Mana. It really just brings down the cost of stuff for me. But I'm curious, how many Shine Seeker clears have I done by now? Because I want to say I've only ever had one red chest. 408 clears. 408 clears, I've only ever had one red chest. You also no longer need enchant prots. Enchant on random gear till you get good rolls, then inherit. That's actually smart. That's actually smart. I feel dumb as hell now. I genuinely feel dumb now because I never thought of that. I genuinely haven't touched the inherit system since they've introduced it. I don't even know who you talk to for that. I got lucky on my alt and I got a Void Robe box. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Ooh. And just got a text from the director of one of the student films. But yeah, it's like that along with the what was I saying? I was saying something and I forgot now. Totally spaced. I hate the sound of that pickaxe, so I'm going to move away from that for right now. But yeah, so I was also, oh, that's right, I was going to pull up the gear that I've been using. So I know getting the Sian Bliana, is that how it's, I don't even know if I'm remembering it right. Sian Bliana, I don't know if that's even how it's pronounced. I'm just reading shit. The Skirmisher, getting some of the pieces for that I know will increase my damage and critical damage. I don't know if it's, the critical damage is bigger than the 7% on the Helionic Helm. I don't know if it's bigger than that, but I know that's something that's going to boost the damage. Also, the other part is I have the split wings. I don't know if Cryozone's best in slot thing is specifically. Oh, hello, random giant. Just gradually peeking around the corner. Hey, how's it going, Soren? I don't know if Cryozone's best in slot guide is missing the Destructive or Void Robe on the Gunslinger build intentionally, but he's got these wings listed as like the best in slot choice for Gunner. which seems weird to me because it's like, I feel like you only get piercing through the enchants, which right now I've got the second best in slot, which isn't the Bree Leth. Oh, your giant looks awesome. Still lagging? Oh no. I'm sorry, Kane. Like I've got the second best in slot enchants for both the prefix and suffix on the guns. So aside from the bell or of destructive or void robe, you're not going to get any other piercing. Probably because pierce robes are not considered obtainable to the average player. But he has it listed for other stuff. I want to say he's got it listed for, well, I don't know if it's a he or a she. Yeah, Irisan's bell. Let me see. But yeah, sir, I'm doing good. Been very busy. Been doing some voiceover stuff, been doing some student film stuff. Yeah. Same reason Halo isn't included. I want to say I want to say he's got it, he or she or they has it listed for other sets though. Yeah, so it's like they've got it for Elemental Knight. They've got it listed for Elemental Knight as like the best in slot option. So it's like Destructive Robe followed by Abyssal Robe followed by the split wings that I've got here. But then for Gunner, it's completely absent. But Irisan's bell is there. And also the Unfinished Reverie, I want to say. Maybe accounting the basic attacks from gun basic attacks? I don't know. We can't properly use that with NA paying. I know. Also, I was so distraught because I saw I got this one which increases the redouble defensive damage. And I went through and I was like, oh, what if I make a set that focuses around redouble defensive with like dual gun basic attacks and built, you know, one that has like a just a simple circlet gauntlet activation boost. Only to find out that basic attacks don't trigger redouble defensive. It's only with like skill attacks that aren't just basic attacks. I was so upset. Not even Way of the Gun triggers it, which upsets me. Any big roles? I got the role of Joe Josephson for Merrily We Roll Along, which is not a huge role, but it's one of the main cast. And then for one of the student films, I'm like one of the main voice roles in it for one of the student films. And then the other one is more just like side characters for the other two, but also no small roles. I'm happy to be doing work in any of these in any capacity. One voiceover project that I'm working on right now, it is a significant role. But it's like a mod project. So it's not paid, it's smaller, but it's a passion project I can get on board with. Could always ask him, he would be more than willing to explain. I'm sure. Also they have the Hyperion boots listed because of the increased balance because guns have low balance, but I thought that caps and that nothing takes it above the cap. I don't know. I feel like there's so many things now because I came back to Mabby like 2 years ago and it's been pretty casual for the most part. There's a lot that I feel like I just still don't know. Those are some of the most fun though. Mods do so much for games these days. In terms of set though, could do 2-piece dev, lab coat, 1 skirm, or Hyperion body, 1 skirm, 2 dev. That's what I was thinking. So I was thinking the Royal Society for the increase to redouble defensive. You're gonna want the skirmisher head boot and I think gloves for the gear buffs. That's what I was debating, because like I feel like I could do this with like maybe 2 pieces of skirmisher and like something for the boots to free up for movement, maybe? I don't know. But the part that frustrates me is like, I feel like even if I fix those things without Reforge and without Enchant, I'm going to be like a 1,000 damage lower than I need to be. It's almost making a as gear set almost. Oh, ASS. Dual gun max reforge is sort of big. It's going to take time. Yeah. Not to mention, I got bored at one point because I've pretty much just been doing anything that's like solo. Today was my first time attempting living glass prom run. So I've been more focused on like playing on some of my alts instead of playing on my main, because it's like I do my Shine Seekers, I do my weekly near tights for a dungeon, and then I just hop onto an alt and have fun on my alt. Dual gun max reforge alone is 100 max. That's what makes Mabby fun, having a goal and hitting it. Agreed. I do feel, I don't know, the part of like, and this is where I'm gonna go like real talk for a sec. I feel like the Rise, was it New Rise update that they did? I'm so conflicted on it, because on the one hand, they did make it to where gear is more attainable, which is very nice for a lot of people. I always enjoyed playing Mabby more as like a crafter, so it kind of sucked for me. Kind of. Because it's like, I don't have the time to invest in to become a royal blacksmith or a royal tailor. I've got a lot of stuff to get me some really good buffs when it comes to crafting. But a lot of the stuff that's crafted now is like the Perseus used to be like my bread and butter. I would craft stuff for friends and like guildies and stuff like that all the time. Now that just drops like candy. So now it's like the gear pursuit is kind of reduced, except for the stuff that's like Nightbringer and above, I feel like. Which that stuff I feel is such a slow grind that my crafting stuff kind of goes by the wayside a little bit on that. So they've reduced the grind to get the gear. Personally, while it's nice, I got more gear, but at the same time, honestly, I haven't gotten more progression strength wise. I haven't grown as I was already past the tier they added. That's fair. Like these are my first Nightbringer weapons. I also have a Ruination Staff. That was like my big, like, okay, I've reached something. Yeah, this update of New Rise was more for new players. Yeah, but this is the part where it's like, even my wife, for example. So it's like her and I met on this game. Hello, Sherards. How are you? Welcome in. How are you doing today? So it's like her and I met on, my wife and I, we met on Mabby. We played all the time. She used to be a beta tester way back when. She's pretty much not playing ever, except maybe to play with me sometimes. And it's like now she can come back and want to play, but I'm like soloing Crom Basic or soloing Glen Basic on my main, Zever. but she, because she hasn't played, doesn't have the gear score to get into stuff, so she has to grind out stuff to like get the gear to maybe have enough gear score to get into those things. But then she's not really doing as much actual damage because there's the reforge and the enchant stuff to grind out to get into it. It's I don't know, it's complicated for me. It's complicated for me. I'm not certain that I necessarily am all about the New Rise update. Also, I'm just going to throw it out there. Tech missions, I feel like pretty much got just gutted entirely. I feel like those used to be a fun thing that, like, it's nice for her to have something to get gear and catch up a little bit, but I feel like there's still so much distance to cover that isn't covered by the drops with New Rise. But I might be wrong. I might not know. But tech missions used to be something that used to be fun for her and I to do together. And now those are so ridiculously easy. She even hopped on because she was like, oh, it might be easy, but let's do it together. It'll be fun. She was even disappointed by how easy they were once she hopped into one. It feels clumsy. If I think that's the word for it that I would use, is it feels clumsy. They are bringing back tech hard mode. I hope they do, because there's like, that was genuinely satisfying for me to like play those. The jump from basics into norms 2 is a monumental jump too. It is. That's the other part that too is like, it's like, it feels like there's a whole bunch of obstacles for her to get through to be able to play in basics with me already. And then there's even more to get through to get up to norms. And even if you get through those into norms, you need to be able to like output a good amount of damage for those, I feel like. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot that they need to adjust and dial in on this. But yeah, I really do need to look into like the reforges and enchants for my gear set, to get my damage up a bit more. But yeah, Dark Diviner before was just like the easy go-to solo Arcana. And I really do think it comes down to the fact that I can like chain cast, you know, a full 5 charge of an intermediate magic while on the move using spell walk, have mana shield, have my spirit weapon regenerating mana on possibly on each hit with it, while having pretty much close to max piercing with seething mana running. And then like basically just be a moving turret with Thunderblight. And since I'm using the Elemental Harmony, I'm just zooming around while using Spell Walk, and just I can outrun most things that are coming to attack me, and then I'm able to like hit stun them with Thunder most of the time, regen mana, tank stuff by regenerating mana. It's yeah. Dark Diviner is very budget friendly too. It is. It really is. I will say one of the things, so I'm gonna like, y'all are gonna be seeing my alts as well in this. I had so much fun initially because I was like, oh, I want to have different alts that are like different Arcana, and build them up to because before it was like it was per character the restriction on like tech missions, I want to say, if I remember correctly. So it's like I'll go through and I'll build up these alts. I'll be able to like go through and get some clears, and also it'll be fun because I can have different arcana. And also before it was like 100 AP to switch arcana, so you didn't necessarily want to jump back and forth. That is a sick character design. Thank you. Yeah, I love the gunslinger gentleman look. But I was like going through and building up my alts and trying to make them all unique. Each of them have a different arcana, and also make them look cool. Because I was like, I was initially going for like a D&D party type thing. So it's like, you've got my Harmonic Saint, who I was going for like more like a druid. I kind of feel like the work I put into her is a little bit wasted now. My Elemental Knight, which was my giant. My Sacred Guardian, my other giant. And then my Alchemic Sharpshooter. I was partway through doing my Sacred Guardian giant, and I haven't even gotten Dark Diviner on my elf one yet. But like, I got that far when I'm just like, everything is account based now, so why am I building up alts? And I can switch arcana at any point, and I can have a whole bunch of free gear through Shine Seekers on my main. So why am I making alts? I don't know. It's like, build different accounts. That might actually be a fun thing to do at some point. Like, do a what is the actual experience for a brand new account to Mabinogi? Like, what is the how long does it take to get into some of these things? What is the actual new player experience? Wait till next master plan? That could be. I think if I did something like that and built up a different account and did it on like stream, I would probably do it as a like, I've been playing Mabby for a long time. Let's actually see what the new player experience is like, and maybe not even do it during master plan. Just do it as like a, you know, how long does it take me to get an Arcana? How long does it take me to get into, you know, Crom, to get into all this stuff? Especially if I'm not spending like NX, if I'm not spending actual money. If I'm just doing it, like, what can I do? If you want to torture yourself, you could build an explosive vanguard. I want to say I've got that max rank, but not max link on Zevr. And then I want to say I'd gotten it on at least 2 of my alts, but I haven't put any time or effort into it, because I'm like, I tried it and it didn't seem effective and it didn't seem fun. It's extremely Reforge heavy. I hate that. I genuinely hate that. My wish is that the level of investment for Dark Diviner is what the level of investment was for all the Arcana. I feel like that's like the new player sweet spot. Because I feel like you can get some really good return on investment for Dark Diviner, as far as like how much you're putting into it. And then you get gains afterwards, but it's like the gains are not huge jumps. I feel like that's my personal feeling. I feel like that's what it should be for all the Arcana, where it's like you get a good jump as you invest into the Arcana and like some of the basic gear. And then all the stuff afterwards, reforges, enchants, stuff like that, is like it's the incremental gains afterwards. But maybe I'm idealistic. I don't know. Otherwise, hits like a noodle. 7 billion is wild, though. 7 billion is wild. Like, I don't know if I could even sell all the gear that I have and like all the fashion stuff that I have and make 7 bill. That's wild. goes from 295 to 4,000%. That's... I hate how reliant on Reforges things become. I genuinely do. I think it's less egregious. I didn't think about the inheritance thing. That does make it less egregious. But it's still like... I don't know. Me, gotta barter? That's fair. I think I just hate bartering. Explosive Vanguard is kind of an exception on that. Other Arcanas are a bit nicer. It's why they're rare. That's fair. I guess my question becomes like since you've put like the investment in, would you say that the yield you get from that is worth that over the investment into like Elemental Knight? Like having spent $7 bill on that, would you say that 4,000%? Yes, I'm a monster. I out DPS Salunas. And you were trying to say earlier that you weren't Giga. But that's fair then. That's fair. I don't know. Maybe I'm idealistic. I feel like my sweet spot is that you be able to get to that level of power, but it's like, I feel like my sweet spot is 70% of that be from skills and like maybe the weapons that you get, and then have that 30% remaining be from enchants and reforges. And I think I would probably have that be divided up between 20% enchants, 10% reforges. Like I think that's my ideal sweet spot, because I feel like, and maybe this is somewhat tinted by like how things used to be. You used to really have to grind to build up skills. So I feel like there was a lot more pride in building up skills. But I really like the idea of like, you train your skills, you build your guy up on this, where you reached rank 1, Dan 3, Grandmaster, and you get the gear that's at that level, and then you're like 70% there. I feel like that's the sweet spot where Nexon should be aiming, but they're not. Which, I don't like this detail, but it kind of makes sense. If you can sell reforges and you can sell, enchant protection potions, even though now I realize enchant protection potions aren't really needed anymore, I guess that kind of makes sense that would be their business plan, is focus more on that side. But yeah. I don't know why I'm logging back in. It is now 2 o'clock and I need to start getting ready for school. I will say the Fashionogi game aspect of the game is still fantastic. I think Fashionogi is probably my end game right now because I lack the reforges and the enchants. Also, I guess since we got a fair bit of Mabinogi players in here, I'll ask. I've been thinking for a while about doing, since I do voice acting stuff, and since I do like Mabinogi and I genuinely like the storyline, I've been thinking about going through and doing videos where I break down like lore, maybe not like fully break down, but like delve into some lore, delve into some like different areas in the world, like some of the history of the different areas in the world, stuff like that. Just like, so for example, do one video that's focused on Tyrconnell, one video that's focused on Dunbarton. Is that something y'all think you would like? People would like that. You would? Okay. Because I've been thinking about making that for a while. It's just every single time it's like, I don't know how many people would watch it. Like the lay of the land and lore. I'd love that because I can't be bothered to read the story. I know that's the same way for my wife as well. She's doing like generation quests to unlock skills or gain access to things, and she's like, I don't know what's happening. I even went through on my homestead because I was like, oh, I would love to do this where it's like, I go through and welcome to my homestead, by the way. I made this area that still needs some like refinement. But I had made this as like a filming set piece for like introductions into the videos before I go to each area. Now that they've made it to where you can craft these white chess squares, I can actually fill out the rest of these and get rid of these carpets. But I was going to have it to where it's like I start out in this sort of an area and then walk through the portal to the next area. Oh. What happened? How about now? Is it fixed? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Voice mod sometimes goes out of whack and I have to switch audio source, input source from one to the other, right back to the one it was to get rid of that audio thing. I have tried looking online left and right and I have not found a fix for it yet. I wish I knew what causes that to happen and how to stop it from happening. If anyone out there knows, my DMs are open and I would love a solution so I don't have to keep, waiting for someone to tell me that my mic is messed up and switch sources forward and back to reset it basically. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, I've been kicking around this idea for a bit of doing these videos. But I feel like it could be a decent amount of fun. Also because I used to make content on like Destiny 2 and stuff like that. And it was nice to have some practice for like video editing, content creation skills. And ever since I stopped playing Destiny 2, I've been out of practice on that side. But yeah. Yeah, the other thing that like had me kind of hesitant on the idea was there's already a channel that does more of like the story and lore side than like location history, stuff like that. And I already messaged her and asked like, hey, would I be stepping on your toes if I did content like this? And she was like, no, by all means, go ahead. But that was one reason I had previously been holding off. Also, was I didn't want to potentially be detracting from the stuff she's doing, and she's doing great stuff. I think Loranogi is the name of the channel over on YouTube. But yeah, well, I do need to go ahead and end stream and start getting ready for school. So let's see if there's somebody that's playing Mabinogi that we can raid out to. But it was awesome getting to meet all of you. So many new people. I wasn't expecting so many people to like pop in, especially with me playing Mabby. This is actually kind of really, really nice. So yeah, you guys will probably be seeing me stream more of that in the future. All right, who is currently playing Mabby? Also, if any of you have any channels that you would recommend, let me know. All right, so we've got one person playing Mabinogi with one viewer. I have no idea what they are. I have no idea what their title is. All good, but thank you for streaming. Yeah, thank you for coming in and chatting. I might instead opt, because I have no clue what they're doing. I might opt instead for someone that I have streamed with or like rated in the past, or someone that I follow. Let's see who is online right now. Oh, Murphberg is online, and I know he's typically going through and doing stuff for charities, so that might be a good one to drop some people in. And he is currently raising money for Mid-North Food Pantry. So we'll go ahead and raid over to Murphberg. Feel free to say hello for me. Please say hello for me. Oh, I almost just mistyped it. All right. We're going to go ahead and raid Murphberg. Have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to stay hydrated. I was reading that as a comment at first, and that's a bot. A bot, just like me. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out. Please show some support to Murphberg, especially since he is raising some money for a really good cause. And yeah, I will see you all again in the future, I hope. Go ahead and send that raid. Thank you guys so much, and I will catch you next time.